Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn show, the late version, the late edition, man. We got a game kicking off in about less than 30 minutes, right? Yeah, about 30 minutes. Golden State, Charlotte. We'll jump into that one real quick. Do a quick recap as we always do. And then get through a couple of the games for today, man. It's a couple spots that I like, one that I bet I'll share with you guys in just a second. So as we always do, we'll start off with a quick recap of yesterday. Two plays for me yesterday. The Jalen Duren over his 1.5 assists is what I gave out on the show. That was a winner. And then the Philadelphia 76ers, after the injury report cleared up, was also a winner yesterday. So 2-0 day yesterday. I think the short list that we had on the end of the show was 6-2 yesterday. So did pretty good. Also wanted to address just something really, really quickly that I saw in the comments about like not like having a whole bunch of plays or like not making plays. And the people, I think that's, more so for the people who, don't tune into the show a lot, or, they watch the show, they go straight to the end. Somebody said, man, this dude has makes never bets any plays. And it was crazy that comment came yesterday, because if you're a YouTube member, then you get the plays that I make. And the night before, which was Monday night, made 7 plays. That was the most plays that I made, I think, all season. So it just goes to show that people don't listen to the recap. People fast forward to the end, but it makes sense, right? Because we live in a society now where everybody wants everything so microwave. I need to play, but I need to send directly to my, to my phone. There's text message. Then, I need it early. And, like NBA don't work like that. Like yesterday we had 4 games. There was injury news and so many big injury news. Like Joel Embiid being listed as questionable was big. Keontae George being listed as questionable was big yesterday. So not that I need to explain myself, because everything I do is methodical and it's for a reason. But I just kind of wanted to address that real quick. I saw a lot of people, defending me in the comments as well. And I appreciate you guys for that. It's definitely not needed, but I do appreciate you guys for that as well. And let's jump into it for today, man. What's up? Hyper May says, he says crazy start time on some of these games. Yeah, it is like 4 games to start before 3:30 Eastern time. Just play LaMelo over his 20.5 points, -120, chalky, but had to win the probable tag next to with the probable tag next to Khan last night. Yeah, Khan is in and Bridges is out. We'll talk about it. Good morning, Algina. Appreciate you for tapping in. Quee says, just put full unit on Charlotte money line, then I get your notification. Good timing. We'll talk about it. What's up, Prolific says, what's up, my boy? Happy New Year. Right back at you. Appreciate you, Mark, as well. He says, appreciate all the work you put in and the fact you share with us every day. Sheesh. Yeah, appreciate that, Mark. Appreciate that for sure. Let's get through it, man. So I'm not touching on I'll give you guys my thoughts on every single game, but I'm not, breaking down some of these games. Like, I don't really want to go through all the games, but let's jump into it for today. So we'll start with Jackson as we always do. Jackson yesterday, 2-0 sweep. Detroit minus the 1.5 was a winner. Philly and Memphis over the 232 before Joel Embiid got ruled in was a winner as well. Even before the overtime, that was a winner. So 2-0 day for Jackson yesterday. Today, Jackson kept the same prompt, best side, best spread. Jackson likes the Jackson liked the Raptors minus the 6.5. It says the matchup between the Denver Nuggets and the Toronto Raptors presents a significant statistical matchup due to the absence of Denver's primary engine, Nikola Jokic. The recommendation, I'm backing the Toronto Raptors minus 6.5 as the top spread bet for today. The Raptors are currently favored at home, and their efficiency data suggests that they should cover this margin comfortably against a depleted Nuggets squad. So offensive / defensive ratings, Denver boasts the number 1 offensive rating in the league at 123.9, but this is heavily predicated on Nikola Jokic, 29.9 points on 60.4% shooting. With Jokic, Aaron Gordon, and Christian Braun all ruled out, Denver's offensive floor collapse. Toronto, meanwhile, maintains a positive net rating of 1.3 and a top 10 defensive rating at 112.5, which is 7th. Effective field goal percentage. So Denver leads the league in effective field goal percentage at 59.7. But again, this is skewed because of Jokic's historical efficiency. Toronto's defense is elite at forcing disruptions, averaging 8.7 steals per game. Without their primary playmaker, Denver is likely to see a massive spike in turnover percentage, currently 13.3, which ranks 3rd in the NBA against Toronto's aggressive scheme. So then you got recent performance. Denver is on a 2-game losing streak and recently allowed 147 points to Miami, signaling a defensive breakdown. Toronto is on a 2-game winning streak and has a strong 10-7 record in their home games. So, yeah, there's some news synopsis here as well. As far as the total bet, Jackson likes the Golden State Warriors and the Charlotte Hornets under the 233.5. I think this is going up now, 234.5. It says, while both teams have a reputation for high-scoring affairs, the efficiency metrics and recent shooting trends point towards a lower scoring output than a market suggests. So the knee market suggests. So the recommendation is the under 233.5. It says defensive efficiency. Golden State holds the number 3 rated defense in the NBA at 111.4. They are elite at forcing turnovers, ranked 6th in turnover percentage allowed, and limiting high volume shots. Charlotte's offense, while averaging 115.5 points, is highly inefficient, shooting just 39.9% from the field of the team. So pace and shooting, Golden State ranks 18th in pace. Charlotte ranks 22nd in pace. This is not the track meet environment many expect. Furthermore, Charlotte's dealing with significant injuries to their front court, which may slow their transition game and force them into more half-court sets where Golden State's third-ranked defense excels. So efficiency, effective field goal percentage mismatch. Steph Curry is shooting an elite 46.5% from the field, but the rest of the matchup features significant shooting struggles. Charlotte allows 118 points per game, but if Golden State controls the tempo, the Hornets lack the efficiency, ranked 19th in effective field goal percentage, to push the total up and over the 233.5. I'm sorry. Golden State's 4-1 in their last 5 games, showing a renewed focus on the defensive end. Charlotte is coming off a 123-113 loss to the Milwaukee Bucks, where they struggled to get stops. The key here is that Golden State can win without needing a shootout. With Charlotte's potential missing key rotation players like Miles Bridges and multiple centers, their ability to contribute 115 points against the top-tier Warriors defense is highly questionable. So those are the 2 looks from Jackson. They kind of both make a lot of sense to me. Golden State, Charlotte under the 233.5, even though the total's going up, and Toronto minus the 6.5 on the spread bet. Let's jump into it for today. So first game I wanted to go through was this game. It starts in about 30 minutes. So just real quick on the injury report, I think Golden State does have everybody in, everybody except Seth. So Steph is in. His dad will be calling the game. So, they be able to bring the new year in together, maybe, if Golden State stays on the East Coast, which their next game is actually in at home against OKC on Friday. So they may fly back tonight. I'm not sure. Neither here nor there. Charlotte, on the other side of things, Miles Bridges rolled his ankle in their last game. He is ruled out. For this one, he's listed as doubtful. He's been ruled out. The Charlotte Hornets will also be without both of their starting centers. No Brian Kalkbrenner, and Miles Plumlee is listed as out as well in this game. I'm sorry, not Miles. Mason Plumlee is listed out in this game. So you got Diabate in there center. No real, true backup center. Concanipple is in after missing the last game as well. So what I wrote in my notes was Golden State, it is 3rd and 4. Toronto, then you had the Toronto game that went to overtime as well, all on the road, and they got OKC up next, like I just said. Even with their win versus Brooklyn, Golden State's still a very unprofitable team on the road. They're 8-11 against the number, 4-7 against the spread if they're laying points on the road, and they're winning by average of 1 point per game. Charlotte, for them, 2nd straight home game, quick revenge against the Bucks coming up next. I think that's Friday as well, and they're 7-3 against the number in their last 10 games. They are a bit shorthanded here without Bridges, but if I'm betting the game, I'm betting on Charlotte, and I want them early. Therefore, to the point I made about, I'll get into the Charlotte play in the first half specifically in just a second. I'll show you guys that. But when I was looking into this game, a lot of these games with the Golden State Warriors on the road go under. A lot of the games with Charlotte as a home dog go under as well. So it would not surprise me maybe if we saw points early and then we started to see both of these teams start to struggle, to score the basketball in the second half. I know Charlotte, the reason why I can't bet the full game under, because Charlotte is a really poor defense. Golden State, of course, wants to shoot a bunch of threes. Charlotte's the 2nd worst defense in the NBA. But when I look at the matchup for Charlotte, it's an early start time. The Warriors don't typically, play this early, especially on the East Coast. When I look at this game for the Charlotte offense, it's actually not a really good matchup for them. Real quick, I just want to give you guys some numbers. I don't want y'all to think I'm talking outside of my neck. So I didn't write it down. So Charlotte actually shoots the 5th most threes in the NBA at the 14th best percentage. They take a bunch of corner threes. They take a bunch of above the break threes as well. Golden State's defense is actually the best at the 3-point defense. They run teams off the line. They're 4th in opponent 3-point accuracy, 4th in above the break opponent 3-point accuracy, and 14th in the corner 3-point accuracy. So I do kind of feel like Charlotte offense could struggle to score the basketball here in this spot. Charlotte's also a team that doesn't force a lot of turnovers as well. And we know Golden State loves to give the ball up. They actually are fourth worst as far as turnovers allowed. So all of that, kind of makes me think that, this game could potentially sneak under the total if Charlotte is able to play a little bit of defense in this spot. I want to really quickly just go over the outlier, show you not outlier, I'm sorry, Moneyballer, and show you guys what I was looking at from a first half perspective. So you can see here that the Warriors are just 3-8 against the number in the first half on the road. And the Hornets as a home dog in the first half specifically are 10-3 against the number. I like this number here. You can get a plus 3.5 right now if you want to play that. I haven't played it yet, but that's the strongest look in my opinion. I think Golden State can run away with this game, but I wouldn't be betting on them laying points. It is a nice matchup for them though. All right, so that's my thoughts on that one. Let's go back to the top, see what you guys are saying. We'll move on to the next. Let's see. Dom says he plays Zion James under his 11.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Without Bridges, I would think that he'd get more minutes, Doms, but okay. Ryan says, I am concerned with this being a Jimmy game scoring-wise. He should be able to score. Steph is also the way that Charlotte profiles, like Steph is in a really good spot as well. His points probably was a little too high for me, especially with it being 3rd and 4. Overtime game as well. Sports Bet Her says, hey Chris, happy new year, glad to catch you live. Richmond representing. Shout out to RVA, appreciate you for tapping in. What's up, Library? Says, what's up, family? Happy new year. Let's bring in with some winners. Absolutely, that's what we're here for. Wimby says, seemed like a good bet. I'm only looking to place a few for the early games. Appreciate you. Yeah, I didn't bet it yet, but that first half is what makes the most sense to me. You see Charlotte just run out of gas late in games, and a lot of the times because they can't shoot the basketball that well. And I don't expect them to be able to make a lot of threes in this game as well. What's up? Okay, watch this. It's Happy New Year's, everyone. Be blessed to put God first. It's a fact. Echo those. All right, let's get into the next one up, which is the Magic and the Pacers. So not a lot on this game. So Magic are laying 4 points on the road. I really want to fade the Magic because every time, they're laying points, they suck, they stink. In Toronto the other day, I took them on the money line. They scored 12 points in the fourth quarter. We know how bad the Pacers have been. Both of these teams are bottom 5 pretty much in offensive rating and pretty much anything to do with offense. They both stink. The Magic do have Jalen Suggs listed as questionable, though. Also, Desmond Bane is listed as questionable. So if you're somebody that, comes in and you're looking for a strong play on this game, until you know the injury status of these players, like my personal preference is that I'm not betting the game. But you do whatever it is that you want, and don't think that I'm gonna have a strong look for you, not knowing if these guys are gonna play or not. We'll get injury confirmation, here soon. But I just want to share that. TJ McConnell is listed as probable. Ben Shepherd is questionable as well. Jonathan Isaac is also listed as questionable. Like, I don't really want too much to do with this game at all. Indiana, they are 9-8 against the spread at home. They've lost 9 straight. They've only covered 1 of their last 4. They played in 3 straight overs because their defense sucks. But the Orlando Magic is a bottom, 5 offense as of late, unless they're playing against the Denver Nuggets and they go over the total, which we were wrong on that one. And for Indiana, it is the first game home after a short little 2-game road trip. But the Indiana Pacers are crazy to think they have a worse record than the Wizards, who've won in back-to-back games. So easy pass for me on this one. I did consider like Anthony Black. I think if Jalen Suggs doesn't play, Desmond Bane as well. If Anthony Black is out there without both of those guys, I don't even know like if I would care what his points prop is listed at. I just think he's been shooting the ball so well. For him to hit 3 threes, the way that the Pacers have been funneling shots to the 3-point line makes a ton of sense to me. He's been crushing his 3-point prop. It was juiced last night at -150 live when I was looking at it earlier of 1.5. So for him to hit 3 threes, I think is something that is highly probable in this game. But outside of that, it's a clear pass for me here. Diabate double plus 108, cleanest look. Ron says, I actually was looking at his boards last night. The Warriors are not a great rebounding team, but it's a little too juice for me. And that's only because he's going to get the minutes, right? Like, if they can keep the game close with no Plumlee, no Kalkbrenner, and Bridges, like, those are the best rebounders that they have. So I was trying to find something else as far as rebounds goes. I couldn't find anything. Took Anthony Black for a 20-piece. I like it. That's what I would be betting on Anthony Black if I'm betting anything on this game. All right, move to the next one. Hit the like button for me if you can. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Turn the notification bell on as well so you know when I go live, especially on a day like today when it's kind of random. But yeah, especially if you're somebody that normally hits the like button. Let's keep going. So next one up is the Pelicans and the Bulls. Line open with the Pelicans laying a point, I think it was, or it was close to a pick 'em. Still kind of close to a pick 'em, but Chicago has taken the money back in this game. Feels like a pros versus Joes game, right? Where you got Chicago as a home dog. They will be very, very short-handed. There's no Josh Giddey who left that last game. There's no Kobe White who left that last game. Zach Collins remains out. And then on the Pelican side of things, Jose Alvarado is still suspended for the little dust-up that he had with Mark Williams. No Herb Jones. And, of course, no DeJounte Murray. So we got a Pelicans team that comes into this game just 2-11 straight up on the road. They probably don't deserve to be a favorite. They're 7-6 against the spread, though, in their road games. They're also 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games as well. And they've lost 4 straight, failed to cover 3 of their last 4. The Chicago Bulls, on the other hand, 7-8-1 against the spread at home, coming off a 35-point beatdown against the Minnesota Timberwolves when they were shorthanded in that game. And it's their 4th straight home game, back-to-back losses to Milwaukee and to the Minnesota Timberwolves. So this was a game, and Chicago also got revenge. They lost to this New Orleans team 114-104 as a 4.5-point home dog about 3 weeks ago. It was on the 14th. So this was a game that, in my opinion, I looked into the advanced numbers for Chicago without Josh Giddey and Kobe White on the floor. Their offense is not great. Now, the Pelicans defense, don't get it twisted. This is not a great defensive team for the Pelicans. They really can't stop anybody. But I do think that they win this game. I did bet the Pelicans yesterday. I didn't even get the best of the number. The way I thought about it was, and I put this in the write-up as well, it's like the Pelicans won their last game against the Chicago Bulls. I know the Bulls are coming off a 35-point loss, but the Pelicans lost. They beat the Chicago Bulls in their last game, 114-104, with Kobe White, with Josh Giddey, who means everything. He's a walking triple-double. Zion, if he can't get downhill in this matchup, he'll never be able to get downhill. He's been somebody that's been killing his points prop. His rebound prop has actually been going crazy as well. It's listed at 29.5. He should live in the paint. 77% of his points come in the paint. Chicago Bulls are the worst defense in the NBA in protecting the rim. So the way I see things is like Zion puts a bunch of pressure on the rim. Either he's going to score. I mean, I'm not worried about Vucevic stopping him. Either he's going to score or he's going to kick it out to the three-point shooters, the Trey Murphys of the world, the Sadiq Beys of the world. Derek Queen has a really soft matchup against Vucevic as well. Like, the Pelicans got to be able to win this game. So I did bet the Pelicans. We'll see if it bites me in the butt, but I am on the Pelicans here. Real quick, let's see what you guys are thinking. We're going to keep it moving. Dom says Derek Queen over his 12.5 rebounds and assists. That makes a lot of sense. Shadow says, hey, Chris, Happy New Year. Like Trey Jones over his assists in this one. Okay. I mean, somebody got to get him. That makes somebody going to have to get him for sure. Yeah, Trey Jones over his assists make a lot of sense. I didn't think about that. I'm going to write that down. Trey Jones over his assists. I'm probably not going to play too much in the same game, but yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Real quick, let me just see where I can get the line. Where we can all get the best of the line. 7.5 looks like the best number is on DraftKings and Caesars. Both got a minus 105, so not a lot of juice at all for Trey Jones to get 8 assists. And without Josh Giddey, I mean, it's so many assist opportunities there, so it makes sense. What's up, J-Man? Franco says, my guy Chris, let's rewind the stream. Need to know your thoughts on the Timberwolves game. Over, but I got to it too late. Frankie, I'll talk about that game in just a second. Zion to stay busy in the paint. Yeah, absolutely. Also went and put a half unit on Brandon Miller over his 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Let me say this makes sense without Miles Bridges being there. Con Knipple, potential injury report for today as well. All right, let's see if I can get through one more game before I make that bet on the I was gonna bet on Charlotte first half, but I'm gonna wait. Brian says, hey, good morning, Chris. Good night last night. Didn't know you were going live. Thanks for doing the show. I'll rewind. Appreciate that for sure, Brian. What up, Malik? He says, AO points for me. I just like his volume and minutes, and it makes a lot. I mean, somebody got to score the basketball. Total at 248 without Josh Giddey and without Kobe White. And if you guys remember, the people that's like really rock with me, especially if you're a member, I remember betting this game, the Pelicans and the Bulls. We bet a live over at halftime. And in that game between these two teams, they shot the ball so terribly. Like, Chicago couldn't make a shot. New Orleans couldn't make a shot. We lost by a point. I'll never forget it. I was in the workout room getting, like, I don't know what I was doing, but I was looking at the game, watching it, stretching or something. And I remember watching this, thinking to myself, like, I know that one of these teams is going to score the ball. They scored a bunch of points in the fourth quarter. That total was 247 and a half. And this is without Giddy and without, I'm not betting the under. I'm just saying, like, that's a lot of points. It's a whole lot of points. I can't bet the pack the Pelicans defense, but that's a lot of points for the Bulls to score without two of their leaders. Third quarter was 52 points. That's why we lost the game. Fourth quarter was 67 points. We almost won the game because of that. So yeah, that those are my thoughts on the game. What's up, Mitchell? Appreciate you for tapping in. Happy New Year to you. Played New Orleans -110 on Bovado. Let's get it, Mark. Ron says, Chris, we on the same wavelength for a unit on the Pels. Gotta play to win. That's a fact. I played it, but I ain't play it for a unit. I don't trust the Pelicans that much on the road. I played it for half a unit. All right, let's go through the last one. And then if you guys got thoughts on the other ones, I'll run through them real quick. So next one up is the Nuggets and the Raptors. Jackson kind of talked about liking the Raptors in this game. So it is for Denver. It is the first game without Jokic. He's going to be out for, I think, about a month. We know that the Denver Nuggets came into last game against the Heat, a little short-handed as well. No Christian Braun, no Aaron Gordon, no Cam Johnson. Those guys are all out. So 4 starters out. You got Jamal Murray out there with Tim Hardaway Jr., Spencer Jones, Peyton Watson, and Jonas Valanciunas. To me, I think like the game slows down a lot, in my opinion. Denver has not been great defensively, even with Jokic on the floor. So now you bring Valanciunas in. Mamush Kilisvili should be able to knock down some threes, pulling Valanciunas out of the paint, I think. RJ Barrett is back now after resting in that last game as well. I don't really see. I mean, I guess you get a ball to Vooch to Valanciunas and try to let him go to work. The pick and roll not going to look the same with Jamal Murray and Valanciunas, though. I kind of feel like the game slows down and Denver really struggles to score in this game. I don't think Toronto needs to score that many points either. I kind of like the under here. So for Denver, this is their third straight road game of a 6-game road trip, back-to-back losses to Orlando and Miami, back-to-back non-covers. They're 7-3 to the over in their last 10 games, but you got to throw that out the window because no Jokic. Toronto's only 6-11 against the spread at home. This is a 3rd and 4 for them, and they're coming off that overtime game against the Warriors where they won, but all their games have been at home. Back-to-back covers for them. They did have to fight tooth and nail to come back and hold Orlando to 12 points, I think, in the fourth quarter the other day, which to me, in my opinion, like, I think that's RJ Barrett's back now, but I still think the offense kind of struggles. Not offense struggles, but I think the game's played a little slower here. I looked into just the advanced numbers so you guys know them. Denver is a -8.2 in point differential in the non-Jokic minutes. Offensive rating of 112 and a defensive rating of 120. So that says the game potentially goes over, but you also got to factor in Cam Johnson and Aaron Gordon and Christian Braun. Like, I don't see a lot of scoring here, in my opinion. So I like under in this game. I didn't bet it. Has gone up from 226.5, which is what I wrote in my notes last night, up to 229.5. So that's my thought process there. Let's see. Mr. Nice Guy said, I think the Pacers win. Brian says Charlotte plus the 4 first half in my pocket. I like the Pelicans too. Dom says Nuggets team total under 111.5. Mamu over his 11.5 points. I'm tempted to play Valanciunas points plus rebounds. What do you think? I would need to look into it a little bit more, but I would think that he gets a lot of minutes. I'm not even sure who spells him. Like, who's their third string center? Who they gonna put in? I know you got Julian Strather, who came back in that last game. He's listed as probable. He's not gonna play center though. He's gonna play more like small forward, power forward. The Raptors are not a super big team either. So that scares me a little bit with the total because the Raptors will try to play fast if Denver wants to play fast. We don't know what tempo we're going to get in this game as far as pace goes. I'm going to put a little bit, just actually not even going to be official play. I'm going to put a little bit on Charlotte real quick. You can get a 4.5 right now if you're on FanDuel before this game starts. Before Charlotte and the Hornets start. Charlotte and Golden State, I'm sorry. Charlotte and Golden State start. Plus 4.5 is on FanDuel right now if you guys are interested. I'm gonna play it small. It's a great matchup, like I said, for the Warriors, but something tells me after big cover against the Brooklyn Nets that we see a little bit of regression. I could be wrong, could be completely wrong. We shall see how it goes, but I will be betting not Golden State. I want Charlotte. Charlotte first half for me plus the 4.5 is what I am betting right now. Best of luck if you guys are tailing. Like I said, this is a small play. All right, y'all. Let me know. Let's go. Matter of fact, let's just go to the question and answers. What the other games? Like, if y'all got questions about the games, put them in the chat, and then I'll go through them real quick. It's easier for me to pick my phone up and do this to log in to my account. But yeah, if y'all got questions, put them in the chat, and I will answer them. I will answer them if you guys have questions about any of the other games. I'll give you guys my notes. Let's see. No questions. Hornets line changed to plus 4.5 and minus 110. Yeah, I saw that. FanDuel is the only place I see it. Hard Rock got a 4.5 as well. And Ballybet do as well. So yeah, I mean the Warriors could blow out this Charlotte Hornets team. It's not out of the realm of possibility. I'm just not laying with the Warriors in this spot. New York, San Antonio, New York and Spurs get revenge. So let's talk about that game. I really wanted to take the Spurs in the bounce back spot as well. And I'm not saying that I won't. I'm just saying that it makes it a little more difficult when Stephon Castle and Devin Vassell are out. So Devin Vassell is already out. Stephon Castle is listed as questionable. I definitely need Stephon Castle in if I'm betting on the San Antonio Spurs. I know that the Knicks have not been great on the road, just 3-11 against the spread. They beat New Orleans, didn't cover in that game either. Third straight road game, 7-3 to the over in their last 10 games. Last 4 games with Brunson have all gone over the total. So the Knicks haven't been playing as much defense. It makes sense. On the road, they don't play as much defense. And the Spurs should be able, if they can get downhill, they could potentially live in the paint, especially if Carlton Towns picks up 2 quick fouls. They'll have to go to the bench. But like I said, no Devin Vassell. Stephon Castle being listed as questionable. The Spurs are coming off a couple bad losses in a row. They're 10-5 against the spread, but they lost back-to-back to Cleveland and Utah. Maybe they had this game circled. They played in 3 straight unders. They really, really struggled to score. They've been held under 115 points in both games. Utah, they didn't get to 115. Cleveland, they didn't get to 115. And it's crazy because that was after scoring 117 and 130 against OKC in back-to-back games. This is their 3rd straight home game. Revenge, of course. I think they lost by 13. They were laying, Knicks were laying 2.5 in that spot. So it should be San Antonio, but injury report really scares me a lot. I think Josh Hart continues to be out as well. So that would favor San Antonio in this spot as well. Fresh says Suns plus 6.5 seems like too many points. Is there value there? So the Suns are actually the most profitable team in the NBA. They've been really, really good. That game kind of made me wreck my brain yesterday when I was thinking about it because so let's start with the injury report. So Mark Williams is back after the 1-game suspension for him. And then, Grayson Allen is out. And of course, no Jalen Green. I saw Grayson Allen listed as doubtful. I'm not sure if he's out or doubtful. I don't think he's going to play regardless. And Sam Merrill's listed as probable. So the problem I'm having here is that I like what I see from the Cavs recently. Ever since Christmas Day, where we had the Knicks team total over, and the Cavs were actually out there playing a lot of defense. I think the Knicks had to score like 40 in the 4th quarter, or 39 to get up and over their team total for us to cash in that game. They have not been profitable. We know that. Only 5-14 against the spread at home, only 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games. But, got a big win against San Antonio on Monday night. They're finally starting to get healthier. Dean Wade's back. Sam Merrill's back. Evan Mobley's back. I think he's going to be starting today. Garland looks a lot better. His assists, have been really, really good. Jared Allen actually out there grabbing boards again. So it's interesting. I kind of feel like, for as good as the Suns have been playing, I think real quick, let me just pull up the Suns real quick. I know they've been good. They're 11-6 against the spread. I think on the road, 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games. They won 4 in a row. 3 of them have come against the Wizards and the Pelicans, though. So that's like if you think it's too many points in this spot here. But they've covered 6 in a row, the Phoenix Suns. So they have been playing good. Let's see, Cleveland. So yeah, Phoenix played the 5th easiest strength of schedule in their last 5 games. Cleveland's played the 3rd strongest strength of schedule in their last 5 games. Spurs and the Knicks will definitely boost your strength of schedule in the last 5 games. They're plus 4.1 in efficiency differential. Phoenix is a plus 10.7. So maybe it is a bit too many points. I think Phoenix could potentially keep it close. I think I'm gonna stay off the game though, because it wouldn't surprise me if Cleveland's going. There's going to be a point. At least this is my personal opinion. We talked about, I talked about a lot about this, about 2 months ago. Just saying Cleveland is not going to take the regular season serious. Bet their season win total under. I didn't even bet it, and it would have made you a lot of money. But there's also going to be a time where Cleveland locks in and turns it on, and you're going to want to bet their season win total over. I was looking into it yesterday or like 2 days ago. If the playoffs were to start, Cleveland was like an 8th seed or 9th seed or something like that. Like, it's not going to finish like that. Granted, they've, already had their share of injuries and, without, if the injury bug misses them and they don't, have to deal with too many more injuries this season, this Cleveland team going to climb the ranks. They're 8th seed right now. Like, they're 2 games above Chicago and in Atlanta. They're 3 games above Atlanta. Like, Cleveland's way better than that. They're better than Toronto. They're better than Philly, better than Orlando, in my opinion. Like, Cleveland's gonna make a little run here, so I don't really want to bet against them right now. But I can understand why people like Phoenix for sure. Fox is in, Brian. I didn't see anything about him being out. Shadow says also Anunoby rebounds without Hart and Mitchell Robinson. He had 10 in that last game against the Pelicans. Much worse rebounding team, but it makes sense if you want to play on him on his 5.5 rebounds. So this is, what do you think about the Knicks team total over? I don't know about this one, man. I think when I like the Knicks team total over is because they're gonna be making down, knocking down a lot of shots, and not to say that they won't, but also because they're gonna be grabbing a bunch of rebounds, offensive rebounds specifically. And without Mitchell Robinson, I don't like it as much. Also without Josh Hart, I don't like it as much. It's a big difference, night and day difference when you're playing the Pelicans defense the last game. Then you got San Antonio in a much, very, very meaningful revenge game, where they probably feel like they got the money taken away from them in that last one, that $500K that they could have won. So I think we see max effort from the Spurs in this game for sure. Mark says San Antonio first half minus the half, and San Antonio money line might play a little back if it hits 3. Okay, so get on the other side. Yeah, I kind of agree with this comment from Brian as well. All right. If we don't have any more questions, I am going to get out of here. A couple games that don't really mean much at all. San Antonio and Washington and Milwaukee want nothing to do with that. And Portland, OKC, I want nothing to do with that. And I think we might have touched on the rest of them. Somebody asked about Minnesota and Atlanta. And what I had in my notes, I missed the best of the number. What I had in my notes is that the Atlanta defense has just been terrible. They do get Jalen Porzingis back, and they get Jalen Johnson back. Trae Young is listed as questionable in this game, but Atlanta has given up 125 points in 7 straight games, and 8 of their last 9 games they've given up 125 or more. So looking at that team total to go over, or just to play the full game over, was something that was on my short list, but I missed the best of the total. It was at 234.5 when 11.5. I didn't catch the 237. And then when I wake up this morning, it's 244. So their totals moved 10 points. I don't really want to get the rest of the number, especially a 10-point line move. So that's my thought process. I am going to end it there. Yeah, I think, we went through all the rest of the games as well. And then the last thing, I'll just leave this with you guys as well. Post-COVID, home favorites on New Year's Eve are 11-4 straight up, 9-6 against the number. And then post-COVID New Year Eve totals are 17-14 to the under. So not a strong trend there. The home favorites do typically win. Try to end the new year right. 9-6 against the number. So just take that with a grain of salt. And that's what I got for you guys today, man. A little bit of a shorter show. I did bet New Orleans on the money line. Zion points and rebounds makes a ton of sense. Don't know if I'll double dip in that game. I did write down the Trey Jones assist that was shouted out in the chat as well. And then I did play Charlotte as well. So this was on my short list, but I hadn't played it. But I did play that as well. For the people that are watching, come back and watch this. It's not going to be an official play. Like, I won't count it on my record just because I didn't send it to the members. But I did put a little bit on that just to start. And that's the show for today, man. Resources are all in the description of the video. If you guys are interested in checking them out, do so. All of them are linked there. And that'll be it, man. Best of luck on your action. I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Happy New Year to everybody. See if we can continue to run it up, man. Appreciate you guys.